Whatever the reasons or multiple reasons for MS Dhoni's break, there's no denying it has come at just the right time for the under-fire captain ever since India's dismal show at New Zealand. Speaking exclusively to Headlines today, former India captain Sourav Ganguly was extremely critical of Dhoni's captaincy abroad. He pointed out where Dhoni is failing and even offered him a few suggestions that could revive India's fortunes.
I agree that he's been found more than wanting, and some of his field placings have just not raised eyebrows, but it's made you feel obnoxious. Brendan McCullum batting your 400 runs ahead in a test match, and you don't have slips to catch. So I agree that his record and his captaincy skills have not been very good overseas. But looking at the present conditions, you just have 2 overseas test series away. You have to continue with him till the World Cup, because he is going to be your one-day captain. I know you have the point of separate captains in 2 separate formats, right, but he is going to go and play in the test side. It's not that he'll be dropped from the test side. The World Cup is 1 year away, and you cannot sack Mahendra Singh Dhoni at this time. Maybe if the World Cup wasn't a year away, you could have sacked him. I have watched all those 14 test matches, yes, once some as commentator and some as Headlines Today expert. Not once, maybe the only time they did was in South Africa, not once did they come close to winning a test match. They have been on the receiving end all the time, and that's not a good performance. And I think somebody needs to help Mahendra Singh Dhoni on the park. I don't know what Duncan Fletcher is doing. Since the time he's come to India, his overseas record has gone down. Duncan Fletcher needs to be a lot more involved. If you watch South Africa, if you watch Alan Donald, he's the bowling coach of South Africa, he'll walk around the boundary line talking to Dale Steyn, talking to Moni Morkel at times, but I don't see Joe Doss doing it. I don't see Duncan Fletcher doing it, because at times, as I said, Mahendra Singh Dhoni needs help on the ground. I think he's started to believe on the policy that if I keep quiet, things will fall into place. But I think time has come for him to realize that if he wins, everything will fall into place a lot quicker. He should find 2 good spinners in his squad in all conditions. At the present moment, with all due respect to Ravindra Jadeja, he doesn't have the skill to bowl on good wickets. Yes, bowling on square turners are completely different, and bowling on good wickets are completely different. That's one. Number 2, when he goes overseas, he has to go and play 2 or 3 warm-up games before the start of the first test match or the first one-day international. Then the warm-up games can reduce, and he can play back-to-back international matches. And number 3, he has to take a lot more risk. He has to go into this habit of batting first in overseas conditions. So he has to back some aspect of his team. And number 4, he has to be a lot more attacking as captain overseas. Yes. India were 250 runs ahead in Wellington, but it was that point of the game where you needed 1 wicket. And I still remember that outside edge of Ishant Sharma when it flew past Shikhar Dhawan in the second slip, and he had 1 slip in New Zealand conditions. I can understand 1 slip in Indian conditions, but not 1 slip in New Zealand conditions.
Right. On that note, time for me to take your leave, but news and updates will continue on Headlines Today after a very short break. Keep watching.